time. Hey guys, happy Thursday. Today's Thursday, October 17th, 2019. Super excited to be on the show here with my friend, my crazed friend, Royce Ashcroft. We're missing Imari today, but she's got stuff going on, so I'm just excited to have him on. So he's coming in like crazy. This is going to be awesome. He's had no time. Of course, he's had time to prep. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He's a professional. So he's been on the show a couple of times. These guys are awesome. They live the vegan lifestyle, but they also are in entertainment, and they're in all sorts of things that they do, which I love. So welcome back to the show, Royce.
Thank you, Mr. Ted, for having me. I appreciate it.
He's got the good voice, right? You can always count on Royce for the voice. Royce with a voice, that could be a hashtag.
You know, that's what they know me as. That's my claim to fame.
I love it. All right, so we're here to do a community spotlight episode because they have a whole bunch of stuff coming up, and we're going to talk about Noor 2019, which I tagged. You guys are also one of the sponsors or have a booth at the upcoming Central Florida Veg Fest. Larry Rumbaugh is an old friend of mine. I mean, I love all those guys.
Oh.
Nikki Namdar. Larry and I went to college together.
Really?
Yeah, I've known him for 30 plus years, Larry. So I'm super excited, but you guys do stuff so differently in the community. So give them a little bit of a background on you. I've been trying to do all the talking so that you could catch your breath for a second. But now I'm done talking because you want to hear from him, not me. So welcome and tell them a little bit about you.
Hey, I appreciate it. Well, just as Ted said, my name is Royce Ashcroft, but you all can just call me Royce. My fiance, who's not here right now, she got picked up for a hand modeling gig at the last minute, so she had to go and do that, but she did want me to tell you to say that she said hello.
Give her a big hug. That's awesome.
Her and I, we run a vegan entertainment network called Noor 17. And Noor 17 pretty much just helps spread awareness and shine a light on the vegan lifestyle like a lot of the other groups out there, but we try to do it in a fancy, fun, big, elaborate way. So we host things like vegan skate night, the backyard vegan barbecue and pool party, but our big staple event each year is the annual International Vegan Fashion Show that we host.
Fashion, that was the other word I left out. It's on the tag, but I just didn't do it.
We created Noor 17 because it's kind of our way of combining our lives together.
What is Noor again? For those of you who haven't, for those of those people who haven't seen the show before.
Noor means light in Arabic, and we chose the Arabic language because it's the language of the modern day Egyptians. And we looked to the ancient Egyptians. We looked to like ancient Egypt, Kemet, those type of things as far as their teachings with like esoteric knowledge, and they endorsed, they had a very strong connection to like what we would call it, vegetarian and vegan got the name switched back in 1944. Everything was vegetarian, what is now vegan today. So that's how they looked at everything as far as that knowledge, with like the pineal gland and just law of attraction stuff. So
You guys got to look that stuff up because it's pretty cool.
it's a lot, and we don't have enough time to get into it all today, but we always give a little spiel about it at our different shows and when people ask. So
you have a big show coming, the Noor 17 2019, right?
well, Noor 17 it be
Is
presenting
the company.
Yeah, that's the company, and then we're hosting the 2019 International Vegan Fashion Show.
So how did that come about? So vegan fashion show. I'm fascinated by the lifestyle. I've had you guys on a couple of times. I love vegetables, right? So that's not what that's about. But, you have to make progress, my friend. You got to make some progress. But it is this is a great combination and a showcase. There's nothing like it in Orlando, for sure. And so I love the fact that you take what you all believe, your lifestyle, for lack of a better word, and what you practice every single day, and then you've added things to it that help represent that. So what would somebody expect at the International Vegan Fashion Show?
Well, last year we had over 60 vegan models. We had all vegan fashion designs, all vegan makeup, and we even hosted it at a the largest independent studio here in Central Florida, which happens to be owned by a vegan couple.
Love it.
KDS1 Studios. So we just kind of, cycle the money back into the community to kind of just keep on growing and spreading that message.
So is everything that day vegan?
Everything that's in front of the camera.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of people who are not vegan yet, but
Right.
they are interested in the lifestyle.
Right.
A lot of them just want to kind of, hang out or get to know other folks who are already doing it. So that's a lot of our volunteers who help out behind the scenes, camera work, video, things such as that.
And so you have 60 vegan models. Why is it important for you to have as much everything in front of the camera to represent the lifestyle? Because this is not just I had somebody actually tell me one time in front of a vegan friend of mine, well, you'll eventually get over it. It's amazing how people think and act. But talk about how you really do make that a part of the fashion show. So let's say you've got 60 vegan models. What about the clothes they wear? What about the food that's available? Is everything vegan that's on in front of the camera, and what does that look like?
Well, we make sure that everything is as vegan as possible. And that's what I like to emphasize on the as possible, because right now we're not living in a vegan world.
You're not, so it's difficult. I think that's what I wanted people to understand is that, so if you say vegan and you happen to have, I don't know, she has a scarf on that isn't vegan, I don't understand how all that works, but I know people do pay attention to that. So they look up the companies, they look up the material, they look up how things are harvested. It's a commitment on your part, and then of course you're trying to get across the message, and so you want to show the world you are as committed as possible in that particular circumstance.
Absolutely.
I can speak the language.
You get it. And there's literally like levels to it. So as far as different fashion designs that all of our models are going to be wearing, every single one of those will avoid using any animal products.
Right.
And all of them is as best to our ability, all recycled things and all things that are, eco-friendly. There's some things that are more eco-friendly than others, but the biggest thing about us personally for being vegan is to do the least amount of harm towards the animals and the environment as possible.
Correct.
Because in turn, it only helps us.
Correct, I agree. I mean, and so talk a little bit about the community, because I feel like even since the last time I saw you, the vegan community has grown. We have so many more options now for food, which is always to me, that's the first place people start, and that's where they freak out, right? Because they have no idea what to think. I had on Christopher Burnham, who has House of Chicken.
Yeah.
And he brought the food in, right? And so normally I'd be like, oh, here we go, Dad. But I wanted to do it live because I wanted the people to see my reaction. And that food was absolutely amazing. And so I would have never known, if you had not told me, I would not have known the difference, but it was really all about the flavor.
Absolutely.
The flavor, the consistency, it was delicious. So I think people are afraid. So what are some of the things that people can do? And I want to talk about the fashion show and the dates and give all of them that. But I think people are afraid of the lifestyle itself. People don't know. So what's something somebody can do to begin to go down that path? Do you recommend, I know you don't say, okay, immediately do this, but there's some things that people can do to try to understand, maybe get to know the lifestyle better, and then begin to integrate it into how they're moving forward toward that.
You literally hit the nail on the head with getting to know how to do the lifestyle. So the first and foremost that I always recommend to folks who are interested or just wanting to learn more about it is to get some education behind it. And there's always 2 documentaries on Netflix that I recommend for folks, What the Health and Forks Over Knives. There's plenty of other ones, but I got to meet the director of Forks Over Knives personally.
You did? That's cool.
And it's cool because whenever he first started doing the movie, he wasn't vegan at the time.
Really?
Not at all, not one bit. He lived more of a health conscious life, but there wasn't really anything about the vegan aspect behind it until he started doing the movie, and then he started collecting more facts and getting more data and more and more video. And then after it finished, and he's getting all these emails and letters and things from folks saying, hey, thanks for putting that out, I'm vegan now. Then he went vegan.
Right.
So I just thought that is so hilarious that he got literally, hundreds of thousands of people to go vegan based off his work, and he wasn't even one himself.
I love that he was fat. That's the thing I want to encourage people to be open-minded. So if you have a director of a film about being vegan and you're not, what an awesome testament to the fact that as you're learning, at least he wanted to explore it. I think people don't explore things enough. It's not just going out and eating grass. I can't make this up, some of the things that I've seen or read.
Oh, I get it all the time.
I can't imagine the stuff you get. I'm thinking, how can you not do your own research? But in reality, we didn't have a lot of options for a very long time because food is really the place most people will start. And we didn't have a lot of options in town. We had Ethos, but now we've got Sanctum, and we've got like some really cool places, and of course House of Chicken. There's so many of these pop-up places going on because people are really committed to it.
Oh yeah, it's not a fad, and that's one of the big things that we like to emphasize at our shows is that this isn't a fad. It's exactly what you said earlier, that it's a lifestyle. So there's a lot of people switching over to this. We're about to be in 2020, and I remember whenever I first went vegan, it was less than 3% of the population worldwide that considered themselves to be vegetarian or vegan. And even before then, back in 2014, it was less than 1%. But as of today, we're at roughly 6%.
Okay.
Which it doesn't sound like a huge leap, but if
Double.
you think exactly,
Yeah.
and that's literally tens of millions of people. You have, just here in the United States alone, over 600 million worldwide. Where it's on to something, it's definitely something that's picking up, and if anybody out there looks more into it, you can see that it's definitely a very future forward lifestyle.
I love it too because I think that because there's so many more options and people, because of social media, because of the immediate access to information that we have that we didn't have as much of even 10 years ago, people are really learning more and they're willing to explore it more. What I want to also encourage people is, so if you are not a vegan, that doesn't mean that you can't go to the fashion show. That doesn't mean you can't go to Veg Fest. You're not going to be stoned when you get there. I think people are afraid of what they don't know. So talk a little bit about how people can get involved. Let's say they want to go to, when is the fashion show? Let's talk about that. When is the big show?
So our International Vegan Fashion Show this year is Saturday, December 14th. Doors open at 7, goes to about 10:30, 11 p.m. You can go on Facebook and RSVP for the event, and then the tickets will go on sale November 1st at 11:11 a.m.
Awesome.
And
Nice time.
oh yeah,
I understand. That's awesome.
and you should never feel afraid to come out to any of the Noor 17 events, because although they have that the word vegan in them, that doesn't mean that you have to be vegan or even thinking about vegan. It just means that this is a safe place for us to talk about it. This is a safe place for you to eat the food, get to meet some people. That's what we like to encourage at our events.
I talk to people about this all the time. Just because you're not Greek doesn't mean you're not going to go to that amazing Greek festival that's at every Orthodox church in November. You go to things that you're not part of because you're trying to understand the culture, you enjoy the food, you enjoy the atmosphere, you want to learn something different. So Noor 17 isn't any different than that. It's a different kind of lifestyle. Now, you're going to get different food there than you're going to get at the other places, but isn't that why we go to all of these things? We want to learn. I want to learn more about the things that I don't know. And I think a lot of people are curious, but they're always afraid to make that step because they're afraid that they're going to go into an unknown situation and people aren't going to be embracing them. And then one thing I can tell you about the community that I personally know, they're very embracing.
Oh yeah.
And they're not there. You're not going to get cornered into a room and have 75 people showing you all of the films at once. I mean, this is supposed to be something that you're supposed to enjoy so that you can sort of begin to understand and maybe go on that journey. And maybe not, but at least you're experiencing it. And I want you to know that Royce and the whole crew are just as amazing when you see them out at the events as he is right here on camera. You can't fake that.
For real, and that's why we're excited about even the Veg Fest that you were talking about. Noor 17, we're one of the garden sponsors for that again this year. And we pretty much just donate our talents towards helping making sure that that's the biggest, best quality production that we can,
I love it.
put on. So
when is that again? That's coming up soon.
Oh yeah, that's that last Saturday of October.
Okay.
Is that either the 26th or the 27th?
So it's coming. It's not this weekend, but it's the following weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an awesome event. I mean, if you anything that you go to where you're experiencing other culture that you're not used to is such a positive thing, and I want to encourage you. It's the same way with the arts. Oh, what's up, Imari's on. Hey, Imari. It's the same with the arts. Like we have this big Immerse show coming up that Cole Neesmith's doing. People are afraid because they don't understand it. They want to learn more, but they're afraid that they're not going to know enough and they're going to look stupid. I just encourage you, look, we all don't know everything. So you have to, how else are you going to learn unless you go experience this kind of amazing thing that we have in our community? We're very blessed in Central Florida and Orlando to have a very active vegan community.
Oh yeah, one of the best in the country.
I believe that. I just feel that every single time I see a post. I think it's so cool, and I love the fact that you guys do creative things. It's not just a meet up at XYZ vegan restaurant. It's actually an event. It includes the lifestyle. There's so much more to it. It's depth. There's a lot of levels to it. And so I don't care what your interest is, whether it's food, fashion, entertainment, you can go out and you're going to have a great time. So,
absolutely.
So we're going to share. And have I left anything out?
I think you pretty much hit everything.
I had this in my brain. I know how this works, which is a scary place to be. We're going to share all of Royce's contact information. Imari, who's not here, her contact information. The link to Noor 17, the link to whatever event you want. And these guys are accessible. That's what I want you to know. You can reach out to them. Very accessible. They do a ton of great stuff in the community. They're out there. It isn't just about you eating a certain type of food. It's a lifestyle which includes that. And so there's so much more to it, and I want to encourage you to reach out to them. So December 14th is that event.
December 14th, and if you know any vegans who would be interested in modeling, this weekend is our last and final vegan model casting call, where it doesn't matter how tall you are, how big or small, your race or anything, we're just looking for folks who exude the vegan lifestyle and who are ready to hit the runway.
I love it. And then Veg Fest is not this weekend, but the following weekend. And so they're a garden sponsor of that. It's a great event. It's usually beautiful, beautiful weather. And so I'm super excited to have them on the show. We missed you, Imari. But thank you so much for coming back and running right in and hopping right into the show, man. So they'll share it too. Please reach out to them. Reach out to me if you want me to reach out to them for you. Get involved. Learn, educate yourself, expand your horizons. Go to Noor 17 on the 14th of December. Go to Veg Fest next weekend. But in between, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Royce and Imari. Thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
Appreciate
you guys rock. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Mwah.